They're the best Macca's burgers ever.
Welcome back. Tommy's been taken off on a stretcher. I think I'm being sued by the Bombers. Of course, we are reaching the conclusion-esque. We've got one more game for tonight's League of Legends, but we have more tomorrow, so it is not too early to remind you that tomorrow, Bryce is going to be on the couch all day, which means we have to do double nick bag. It's just the rules. It's what he wants. Got a cheeky little smile there. Can we cut to that cheeky smile?
Nah. Yeah, there you are.
There it is. What a break. So please send in your Nick Bag questions. Ask nickboy@gmail.com. They could be about anything.
What segments are you guys doing, Nick Bags?
1 and 2, I believe.
What segments am I casting?
I don't know.
Hopefully 1 and 2, because Order's playing in 1 and 2, so I'm on the couch. Damn it.
You don't like Nick Bag?
I'm not a huge fan.
Why is that?
Because whenever I try and answer a question,
Yep.
Bryce bullies me.
To be fair, that's only because you're more intelligent than he is.
I don't actually think that's true. I think Bryce got like 99 or something. 97.
99.
What did
Yeah.
you
You're
get?
talking about ATAR?
Yeah.
No.
What did you get? 91?
93?
93. There you go.
That
So
makes
he's
sense.
definitely
It's
smarter
8.
than me.
With the
I'm
glasses,
also
that makes sense.
25, so it's like...
But he's,
okay.
It's all gone.
he's definitely smarter than me.
I
have more life
feel,
skills.
This
I'm
is-
bigger than him, which is outside of...
You beat him in a fight,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's what matters.
This is mainly
My dad
about
would
the
be
UN
his dad.
thing,
No,
right?
actually, I don't think that's true.
Look, his dad's watching right now, so let's not talk trash about Bryce's dad. Bryce's dad is a saint.
No, KP actually hung shit on my cooking skills. So, you know what, KP?
Yeah.
What
It's war.
Yeah.
You mean
No,
at home or
because
No, from here.
Do you want the real story?
Please.
Because he's just like, all he says is like, oh yeah, Bryce can only make food out of a bag, and then in
That
the
is
cooking
true.
thing, it's actually not true. I make hella good dumplings, and he approves, even though he's never had them. But
Scratch Bryce?
and then Jake in like the microwave cooking section is like, oh yeah, I'm a tryhard. I make fried rice, and everything just comes out of a bag. Rice, bag. Veggies, bag. And Dad's just like, this is bollocks.
It's nice that the Paul family have each other's backs.
It
That's
is
all
nice,
I'm saying. Like, you know, even when you're wrong, you want your dad there, backing you up.
It's wholesome.
So please send your questions in to asknickboy@gmail.com. We'll answer anything. Get your parents to send us some questions, you know? Like, that would be,
do
that'd make
it.
a nice change of pace. You know what I mean?
Or send us some questions to your parents, but via us. We'll ask them to
we'll
the
ask-
parents.
oh,
for you.
Oh, that's good. That's good as well.
Yep.
Arguably better. See, you say you don't like it, but you're very good at it. Asknickboy@gmail.com. Also, this evening, we have the MPL. We will be playing, well, I don't actually know what we're playing. We're playing...
Summoner's Rift, hopefully.
Summoner's Rift?
Hopefully someone has
I
written.
feel like we all want to play a game of Summoner's Rift. It's been a while. It's time to like flex that teamwork muscle.
I
even though
feel
it
like until ranked is out in TFT, I want to play some Summoner's Rift.
I'm just getting word in my ear that it's up to us, so I think we're going to play a Summoner's Rift game.
Nice.
How exciting. So please join us for the MPL. We will
Maybe
be
we
playing...
should do chat votes what roles we play.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm down with that.
Okay, that's nice.
Preferred roles
Yep.
would probably be Rusty Mid. I feel like Bryce can't play anything but support, but
I
probably
play a mean Lucian.
probably Bryce 80 carry, Nick support,
Cheerleader.
Pulse top, me jungle. That would be preferred, but I'll leave it up to chat.
All right, cool. Chat, let us know. If someone's watching from the broadcast team, please put a poll in
Start a
there.
poll,
And,
yeah.
Otherwise,
figure out
we're
how
just
to
doing
sort
what we
that.
said.
How to sort that
Yeah,
mess
look,
out.
we're going to give you the problem, not the solution.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Exactly. Speaking of solutions, Headspace are working hard to solve all sorts of solutions for young people in our lives. The push-up challenge is one of the ways that we're going about that. The Riot OS office is participating this month. 3,128 push-ups in 3 weeks. We've added to that total today by being pretty rubbish at picking first blood, except for Bryce.
He's
who
got 1
the
out of
last
3,
game.
which is still pretty rubbish,
Saves
but
us
it's better than
5.
everyone else.
5 push-ups.
And so that took us our running total from 75 down to 70, but then Tommy only did 2, and so added on
back up.
13. So we've got 83 push-ups so far, and I'm going to assume, given that we just saw that we can't pick the first blood very accurately, I'm going to add another 25 on that. So we're
Okay.
looking at, what is that, 108 push-ups that we need to do between the
Five
5
of
of us now. So
Now.
I don't know how you feel, Jake, but I was thinking
Yep.
we just let Rusty go for, let's say, a minute and just see how he goes. And
Gives us a head start.
and then we'll pick up the slack.
No?
No?
I could just go last and pick up the slack that exists, but that
No,
way I
'cause-
could hold you all
I'm only
accountable
doing
to
one,
try.
So I'm comfortable with that.
That
as
makes
well.
us all look really bad if that's the case. I feel like you you just get cracking, and I'll just and
Wouldn't
I'll
it
tell
look
you
worse if you were after me?
All right.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'm fine with looking bad.
I'll do some.
Okay,
push-ups
Jake's
if this is what we're gonna do. All right. How many?
Oh,
are we
he's
doing?
serious. The shoes are off.
So what do we say? 108. So that's 22 each.
Desk is involved.
I hate
Just
doing
so we're
push-ups
clear.
with a watch.
Okay. Yeah. Watch is off. Glasses are
Glasses
off.
rough.
Well, they're really loose because
That's fair.
Jasper's favorite activity. Can anyone even hear me?
No.
Uh,
Jasper's favorite activity is to go. "Grrr."
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Where's the player microphone? Give it to the push-up guy.
Just put the
Oh, he's
microphone
going for
under him.
speed.
What's that,
5,
five?
6, 7. Look at the power there. Straight back, straight legs, straight toes.
I don't think people ever do push-ups until you're told to do specifically push-ups. So it's always interesting to see how many you can do. don't
Aren't you doing push-ups at the gym?
Never.
You're always there.
What? I could do push-ups at home, so why would I do them at the gym?
Why would you pay for a room to do push-ups in when you could do push-ups
That
anywhere?
was 25.
Yeah.
That's 25?
That's my share.
That's
Smash
pretty
it.
good.
That's a good share.
Does that mean that, like, who's going next?
I think it should be you.
Me? Well,
I
okay.
think it should be you.
This is going to be embarrassing, and I'll do it because I love Headspace. But I'm no good at this. I have arms the size of my wrist, and I'm deceptively pairy when it comes to my hips. But we'll see.
You're also very tall.
Very tall. There's a lot of weight that's going on very bird-like hands.
See, I feel like I have good distribution. I'm compact, so it makes push-ups very easy because everything is just over my chest.
You're one step above Swiper in terms of like he's a
Yeah,
hedgehog.
he is. He's a wombat.
Yeah,
he
he's a
is.
wombat.
He's a real wombat swiper.
I hate to do push-ups with
He's a
my watch.
powerhouse. He's dense.
I hate to do push-ups
He
with my
poops
rings.
squares.
I hate to do push-ups with my pants on.
God, I hope that wasn't heard.
All right, let's go there.
Spot me, boys.
1,
1,
2,
2. Oh, he's got the
three,
worm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a half. 9 and a half.
Yeah, 6,
Roughly 5.
7.
12, 13,
Start counting
14,
down.
15,
Yeah.
16, 17-ish,
What am I watching?
19, 20. Stop. Make it stop.
None of the no.
All right.
Okay, so you did 22,
So that's
There we go,
47.
22,
We're
47.
we're nearly halfway there.
which we would say is 5 push-ups and 17 attempts at the ground.
Hey, it's all about having a shot.
No,
you
I
know?
respect. I respect.
No bullying.
Look, the important thing was. The
Hold on.
important thing was I prefaced a lot that I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Fair.
So you knew what to expect.
Yes.
But the important thing is I gave it a shot. Now, do you want to
Alright,
go,
I'll
or do you
go.
want to palm it off to
I'll
everyone
go.
else?
I'm on the couch. We'll go couch first.
Please.
I kind of want to see Bryce do push-ups.
All right.
How many do we have left?
Because Bryce,
what
the
did
reason
you
I
say?
want to see Bryce, we did 47.
47.
So we got 51 left. The reason I want to see Bryce do it is Bryce at the gym is a form goblin.
Is that a
Am
good thing
I?
or a bad thing?
Yes. When we went to gym the first time,
Those are good
you were
push-ups.
yeah, that's a good push-up. You were all about the form. People can't see this, but Rusty is literally doing it on his knuckles. He's punching the floor at
Yeah.
the same time. He is an angry man. His forehead is just like there will be a hole there by the end of it. The hair, however,
Wait, is anybody counting? No, Rusty's counting.
yeah,
Surely,
it's a soft
be
swoop
accountable.
of.
You know, because of his wrist. He was saying it at the start
can
of the
keep going.
day. He can't do
Yeah.
normal wrist
Yeah.
people
Well,
push-ups.
I'm like that as well. So I normally get 2 kettlebells. I do them on
Oh,
the kettlebells.
do them.
Yeah.
Doesn't that then requires balance as well, right?
Yeah, it's good
because
for
if you
your
go like
stabilizers.
calisthenics or whatever, and you have like the ring
Yeah.
things when you're like hella jacked,
Yeah.
and instead of like a kettlebell, it's just straight up on a ring.
It's really
Yeah.
good for your stabilizers.
Yeah.
How'd you
yeah.
go?
That's just very difficult.
33.
3 extra because you put your feet up.
Thank you very much.
God,
Um,
you're sick, Rusty. Oh, look at him.
Unreal.
Yeah,
probably
shuckers, bro.
Okay, so that means we only have 14 to go, I think.
No, we were on 108, weren't we?
Yeah, so we've had
We did 47. How many did you do?
33.
33.
So that's 80. So that's 30 something. Did you
Isn't
say?
that 70?
What?
We could do the maths. Everyone, so 45,
No,
6,
I'm
7,
trolling.
that's 47, 40,
28
50,
left.
60, 70. That's 80 push-ups. Okay, cool. So we got 28 left.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like
Bryce?
are we doing it now?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah.
All right.
Come down here.
We'll leave 2 for Pulse.
Awesome.
You can have more if you want.
Ah, that's fine. Oh, I'll take 2. We're doing this again tomorrow, though, right?
Absolutely.
I assume so.
I don't know how many I can do.
As many as you can.
I reckon you can do a few.
I did at least 4.
Well, not the cuffs. He's got the jewelry on too.
Oh, he's got good
good,
form.
That's good form.
It's actually going slow as well.
His
I feel
glass
like
is
going
actually-
fast is the
on
tactic
his
you want to do
toes.
more, right?
He is. No, you got to go fast.
What else would he be on?
Because
You angle
the
your
reason
feet.
you got to
Oh,
go
right.
fast
Okay. I was like, well, he's not going to be on his
His
heels.
tippy toes.
is I don't like cardio.
You're
Yeah.
not counting?
So when I do weights,
I'm not. Just as his voice went into the carpet and muffled, he just went, I'm not counting. I'm going to say that's 9?
no, that's more than that.
I'm going to say 12, 13.
Yeah,
12, 13.
12 or
All right.
13. So, Pulse,
What are we up
if
to?
You got
if
10.
you can do 10, we're definitely over. Because
Yeah,
that
we'll
was
go
more
that.
than 12.
Yeah, we'll go
for
that.
sure. You hate cardio.
Oh my god, he's so tall.
There's
Look how big
legs.
he is.
1, 2,
Oh, that was a crunch.
3. I heard a lot of
His
cracking there.
elbows,
4,
God.
5,
Taking the rust off.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did it.
Perfect.
Woo!
Good job, team.
Nice.
I'm very proud of us.
I am.
That's good.
Exercise is fun.
And we are just getting word that there is a delay on stage, so we do need to fill some time. So
20
you're
more,
talking-
Bryce.
I got a present. I have a piece of glitter I can only assume from weeks ago. From the carpet.
Here's my question: is that cannon still around here? Because I want to make that thing explode. Never went off. I would like to just sit it here.
Didn't
and
we
just see
pull
what
it
happens.
apart?
Yeah. I thought it'd be like a party popper. You've now
dismembered
ruined
it.
the mechanism, so it
They
won't.
just told me it's in the bin.
Oh.
Oh,
Never throw out anything without my permission.
Next game.
Next game? We could talk about the next game if you
I'm
want.
just, throwing it out there. It is a League of Legends broadcast.
Fairly
We
soon.
have a delay on stage. We get to mention the fact that we're going to play some League of Legends.
That's
And the
valid.
team up, Order versus Legacy.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
Well, Legacy beat Order last time they played, and I think in the history of Order, they've only beaten Legacy twice. And these guys have played against each other in double best of 5s, and I think this is their 7th or something regular season games as well, and only with 2 victories. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So Legacy certainly historically have the number of Order in this matchup.
They haven't really been looking too crash hot this split, however, when
They
you
beat
look at
Order,
Legacy,
split
though
with 5
they
top
did
lanes.
beat Order.
Yep.
I think there is a trajectory to be looked at for both teams'
Yep.
sport. But looking at Legacy, my first question is, are they jet lagged? How much practice did they have in the 2-week break?
Yep.
Because what we do know is they went to Korea.
Yeah, that's an
They got the
insane
sick-
turnaround for a trip.
I don't talk about other technologies very much, but they got a sick care package.
Yeah.
They got a new Samsung phone. They got to go meet Gen G.
Yeah.
They got to scrim against Gen G Academy. That.
It's a good trip.
Whoever said that, Timmy Wendali, that's a big boss move.
How many days of scrim do you get in a trip that quick?
Probably 3.
Properly.
How long were they there?
That's exactly what I'm asking.
Well, I assume they were there 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I assume one of the days was rubbed out. First
to
day you
be.
get there,
Has to be.
you go jersey swap, you do a meeting together, and you eat a lot of Korean
go to
barbecue.
bed.
yeah.
Maybe a couple of, sneaky ciders on the side. Then day number 2, day number 3, day number 4, I assume you scrim your asses off and you play 10 games or something against their academy team. And then I assume you get back on the plane, you come back, you have 1 day break to do the turnaround, have some more Korean barbecue maybe in Lidcombe, and then you go again for some scrimmages.
And you know what's interesting about this as well is no one else has scrimmed the team that Legacy have scrimmed.
Yeah.
And no one else in the OPL has scrimmed Legacy. So in terms of
yeah,
how
right.
has their internal meta developed? What champions are they prioritizing?
There's a volleyball support running around in the LCK on a different channel. You shouldn't watch it now.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with this. And there is inspiration. A Gen G Academy squad will learn from their main squad. And they could just come in with a completely different draft strategy to everybody else in the league.
And hopefully it doesn't work.
And if it does work, we'll be talking to someone from Legacy while they do push-ups about the trip that they made. Because I figure that 3 days of intense scrimming is a substantial amount of time to be soaking up some new strategies to be able to bring in. And at that point, are you on the lookout for things that would work in the OPL, or are you just trying to lift your game overall in that kind of environment?
I think Legacy are trying to do both. I think they wouldn't be happy with where they're at. They've had some standout performers. I think, Prater's picked up where he's left off. I think Chaz It Up is an absolute monster at the moment. I think they've had some disappointments in primarily, if it was me, top lane and jungle, 2 areas that they would have wanted to see an improvement come out of. And then what you're doing is you're trying to combine the two. Why is our top lane suffering? Why is our jungle suffering? How then do we convert that into a better game plan where we can get all 5 members really rolling on the same goal? Because so much of League of Legends is trying to take 5 17 to 21-year-old guys and say, do the same thing.
Yeah.
Which if anyone's tried to herd cats, has a lot of similarities.
Or 17-year-old men.
Yeah, exactly. It's really difficult to do. And because at some points it's like, okay, like you get all the resources, I follow you around. And that's not all that fun for me, but you know, that's kind of what you have to teach your team to do.
And so then what are Order looking for heading into the Legacy match besides just a win?
I was going to say a win. To be honest, like Choo-Choo's and Swiffer have taken over like 90% of the Order stuff at the moment. So I'm probably the most detached from the strategic element of the team. We've kind of come out and like now people know that Dream has been carrying an injury for the whole split, and Tally has historically had injuries. Like he actually had to have surgery on his spine and things like that, and had wrist problems. So we're looking to like kind of get as many wins on the board whilst trying to build towards a healthy roster. Because Dream got given a 3-month timeline, and we're 6 weeks into that, right? So like we've still got to get towards the end of the split. The goal is like somehow sneak into playoffs and hopefully have a healthy 80 carry that we can then elevate the game. Because it's so hard like to get everyone on the same page and do what I was trying to explain when you're scrimming with a different 80 carry. We only play 4 games a day with Dream, which is like, you know, some teams are triple blocking at the moment. That's 9 games. So we're playing less than half of the scrims with our main 80 carry. And he's watching, he's trying to stay, he's a very positive guy trying to stay involved. So there's all that kind of stuff behind the scenes. So, you know, we're trying to sneak as many wins as we can. It's kind of the honest truth in the moment.
And no matter how much football you watch, it's not the same as getting out there and kicking a football around the field, you know. So at a certain point, like there is diminishing returns for watching, and it is really unfortunate, of course, that the injuries exist. But to hear that he is still watching is important, because that means he can still align himself with the team as like how to play the game and what their goals are, which will be helpful.
And I'm really happy we're talking about it, because I think 2 players have come on the couch already tonight and said that they're kind of carrying like minor wrist stuff.
Yeah.
And like all I can say is like, you know, we've got it rolling now, like ergonomic assessments, better workplace health, and like making sure you're going to the gym, making sure you're doing your push-ups, like whatever the case may be, like weights and stuff help with wrist. And rock climbing was the like #1 thing we got given, because like grip strength, and it helps with your posture. So like all that kind of stuff is like really important for pro players, because I think like young kids just sit there and like I was the same. When I was in university, I played League of Legends every lecture, every shoot. I got home, I played League of Legends, subsequently dropped out of university, right? But I was playing like 14 hours a day. And when I was on the WoW grind, I was playing like 14 hours of WoW as well. It takes a toll. You got to do other stuff, and I think that that's really important for these guys.
Absolutely. So in some ways, we're actually helping them by making them do the push-ups when they come here.
I would say absolutely.
Except for Ryoma, who will be very gravely injured. All right, it is time to head into the final game of the day. It is Order versus Legacy. Let's throw it to the desk for the Macca's Champ Select.
Thank you, Nick Boy. And how hurtable do you think you were as a pro player, Jim?
How hurtable?
Yeah.
Not at all. Literally,
We're
no.
just a complete loose unit.
I wouldn't say loose unit, but I mean, I'm really glad Jake is taking his headset off. Like, I'm down for like the challenge. Like I said, I'm more than happy to try things or whatever. But like, if I disagree, actually, hold on, Johnny Cyclone, the coach,
was a pain in the backside
No.
to try and teach League of Legends.
Cyclone, the current coach of AV, was a Chiefs coach at a point, and he pointed out to me that he was like, you don't speak like other people because you start your response with your stance. Like, it's not like, oh, blah, 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 I disagree. He'd say something and be like, no, I disagree. And then, like, it was just backwards. So, like, I'll agree with him if he can make me agree.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I guess a pain in the ass.
I feel like that's just Twitter as a platform, actually.
Yeah, Twitter is very antagonistic.
Someone just was like, I had a great milkshake today, and someone's just like, I disagree. I have had only bad experiences with strawberries. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the Champions League. Legacy versus Dire Wolves. That could have been my roast. There you go, Twitter.
Could have been
yeah, 1 and 7.
close.
Quick swap up. It's going to be Karma and Lux. Banned out here by Legacy and Order. Irelia and Yasuo ban out.
Yeah, so the couch had some time to kind of set up how we're coming into this one, but I think it is interesting where, yes, they have differing score lines, but if a game went a different way, then certainly that could be close to touching distance. But it's interesting that both of these teams are coming into this on the same sort of footing. Legacy, they mentioned it on the couch, have had so many problems with top jungle synergy. They just had a recurring issue when they're losing so many games. Order is almost the same, right? Their first round robin has been disastrous for a team that made an absolutely stellar gauntlet run at the end of last split into the finals, all the way from 5th place, barely making it through a game. And now to start this season and have such a disastrous start, they're really trying to get their seasons back on track. They want to be building to something. Whatever that something is will remain to be seen, but similar trajectories here for both sides.
Yeah, for sure. And Yeah, Nico's going to round out the bans there for Legacy. Was
Oh.
that just an instant lock rumble?
Okay.
What year is this?
And they said it, right? Like, nobody has been scrimming Legacy, and they went to Korea, been playing all these different teams, and this must be the first iteration of that, right?
Yeah.
I think Sejuani in isolation, first pick, kind of a little bit weird, given that we've already seen Aurelia taken away, but nobody expects the Rumble. That is... Yeah, maybe this is the, like, we can just leave you on an island, and if you get ganked, you can ult the wave. You know what I mean? Like, Rumble has always, like,
Yeah, sure.
in 1v2 meta, or, like, in the 1v0, like, the side lane, 4v1 is the word I'm trying to get out. Like, he would just 8 waves and was fine. Could be something similar.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the Equalizer very much lives up to its name. It's one of those things in, like, a objective, you know, 5v5 will just, like, mess up a team in the pit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes for sure. Silas and Nautilus, something a bit more familiar, is going to be joining it. And Order, Sejuani and Lovers Duo are going to the bottom lane.
There is a bunch of CC already locked in this game. Silas, Nort, Rakan, Sejuani, all over the place. This could be some all-out brawling that we're preparing for. TF is a curious ban. I guess probably would be pretty good into the champion pools that Chaz likes to pick up, but we haven't seen the most priority in that. Have we seen a single TF game this split in the OPL?
I don't believe so.
I think we haven't, because he did see like a surge in popularity, a ton in solo queue, and was played overseas, both the AD and the Triforce Rapid Fire AD variants, but nobody picked him up in the Oceanic region, but still we do see the remnants of the pick.
Yeah, maybe a bit of Skarner coming out there. Callista as well, banner hero towards Legacy.
Yeah. Not to mention, Swiffer has kind of been the all-time like TF player in the OPL.
Yep.
Very old player, very old champion, and cerebral style does suit him.
Yeah, something that always got to keep in the back of your mind, and you've got an extra ban to throw out. Why not? And yeah, 3 seconds to go. A Sivir ban towards the bottom lane.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Praedyth has seen a bunch of success on that champion. I'll shout out Jake for telling me this before the broadcast started, but Praedyth, I believe, is tied, or not tied necessarily, but is very close up there with the highest DPM 80 carries in the league. Does something like over a 30% threshold of his team's damage, which I guess...
Consistently is pretty crazy.
Yeah, like, damage share isn't the best stat, because, like, Paprise and Guts have been boomed on the top side, so, like, if they just deal nothing, then, like, you get spiked. But comparing that to, like, or, like, putting it next to the fact that his DPM numbers are actually really good. This is a guy that roll swap from top lane to 80 carry here, getting the aggressive Lucian, but is actually performing very well this split for Legacy.
Renekton coming out here. I would assume that would go into top lane, but as I have been taught from the LPL, do not assume things about Renekton.
Yes, I feel like that is correct. When you pair it, even if it is in top lane, in the mid lane, with the Sejuani, is kind of just Aurelia light to some degree, right? Distance can't be closed quite as easily, but still incredibly scary. The dive threat in anybody left alone is immense. And we are going to see another Corki game here. There's been 3 so far today.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
Oh,
okay. Talon coming out from Legacy here. You have to assume that will go into the mid lane.
Yes, and Chaz, huge Talon player. In the off-season, like towards the end of Season 1, Split 1, he was spamming this guy. And in the off-season, you know what I mean? There's so much of a break. There's no OPL games to be played. They're not the team that goes to MSI. So you don't really see anything unless you're spectating high elo solo queue, unless you're up there playing with the pros. But he was just absolutely spamming Talon left, right, and center. Him and Guts were duo queuing every single game. And yeah, this is a spicy one. So blind pick Corki gets hit with the assassin. We saw the Z ban not yesterday, last game. Similar wheelhouse here, Chaz. Got some shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Talon can be very explosive.
Yep.
A pick that once it just gets a couple kills, a little bit of gold will just go off. And there's, yeah, I mean, this Corki is going to be the prime target. Xayah is also going to have a rough time as well. And it could also just take over the early game. Yeah. So this is a Legacy lineup that I am very interested in seeing how this one goes.
And it's super interesting given like the landscape of that they just went on a boot camp. A lot of pro teams at the start of the season like go to Korea, they play against all of these super fast teams. In Korea, you scrim against the Chinese league. They're like renownedly quick at League of Legends. And then you come back and then you see like a complete shift in style. And as the season progresses, there's like a slowing down. Legacy were there last week, right? This is a Talon all of a sudden coming out. This is not the style they've been playing for weeks. It's been a lot of the blind pick Sivir, the let's scale up, let's make things happen later. This is straight up Chaz on the Talon. Silas jungle here for Guts, and they have tons of buttons to get in the action early.
Right, well, as we get into game, we have Denian joining us. So, I mean, first off, hello. And second of all, what is happening with this composition? Because we've got Rumble coming out, Talon coming out. What's going on?
You know, I just think we have a really nice team fight, and I'm pretty happy to have it.
Yeah. Big fan of the old scrum going into this one. But I want to ask you about the bootcamp that you guys recently went on, right? Like going over, you were playing against Gen G Academy, I believe. Is this team comp because of that experience, or is it something that's been brewing for a while before that?
It's not really because of that. It's just in general we like and prefer having earlier agency.
Yep.
We felt that at the time that we were doing those compositions with like Sivir, Yumi as an example, that was a really strong composition in general. And maybe we still like to do it, but there's also an argument that maybe it wasn't suited towards how we like to play out the early game.
Yeah, because there's always like a finding your identity. That's something that like your coaches talk about all the time.
Yeah, so like I think it was strong, and I'd probably be happy to do it again. And if anyone gives us Yumi, hey, maybe we go Yumi Sivir again.
Yeah.
But you know, with all that banned, there's always you know plan B.
Yeah, things get opened up as we are, of course, into a little bit of a pause, bit of a roughie. But I want to ask you about, I guess, the elephant in the room for Legacy. For weeks, it has been the top side of the map has been struggling, right? Is this break for the Rift Rival something that's super beneficial to kind of have a bit of a reset team-wide, like figure out how you want to approach that?
I think it helps every team. I definitely feel like it helped us kind of take a mental reset. You know, when you go in week after week and things aren't panning out the way that you want it to, like sometimes we're having good games, sometimes we're having really bad games, but just having a week or two off to like refine what we want to be doing can definitely help out. In terms of Paprise, I think the entire time he has been playing really well. He's had some unfortunate decisions that negatively impacted him, but also from the rest of the team.
Yeah.
We look at this game, and also he isn't really being put into a position to succeed again, right? He is on Rumble into Renekton Sejuani. It is like a trade that we consciously made and thought that this would be good overall for us. But like with respect to Paprise, if he does well in this lane, it's not because he was supposed to, it's because he was smurfing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, and yeah, best of luck in the game.
Thank you.
Let's see it. Let's see the bloody smurfing. I like it. I like it a lot.
There's a lot of variables, right, in like this game. I feel, you know, a lot of things that can like. There's, you look at this game and like look at the tree of like the many branches that this game could go down, right? Like a world where Talon just gets like an early kill and he just pops up, right? Like, you know.
Butterfly effect. Like
yeah.
half an hour later, the game is completely different.
In contrast, you know, like yes, you could say that about every game, but look at like the games earlier today, where it's just like you have one branch and it's going to be slow for the next 25 minutes, and then someone's going to have a team fight, right?
Yeah, the game ends immediately.
Yeah.
Can happen. Of course, I like Denian kind of raises something that isn't often talked about, right? Like it's kind of implied a lot of the time, but this matchup that you're seeing right now, like expected to go Tally's way, as he said, but succeeding in a negative matchup, like doesn't hit the metrics of what you normally look at in terms of like success. It's like, oh, I have a CS lead, oh, I have priority.
Right.
Like, no, if you're stable, if you go down farm, it's fine. Like Rumble is that guy that has always just been like, I just need levels. Like if I get denied some farm, it's okay. I just need a couple of items, a Leandries, a Sork Boots. If I can invest in like, now that Stopwatch exists, that helps you get over the curve, but maybe you need a Zhonya's at some point and you're like you got 2 items, you're rocking up to a team fight, just chilling. That's exactly what you need. So just about weathering the storm up there and contesting on the other side of the map.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Sejuani Renekton is not a fun thing to go up against pretty much as any champion. Yeah, it's not quite a death sentence, but you know, it's going to be rough in the laning phase.
Because Renekton, I'm not certain. I assume it does, because Renekton W counts as like auto attacks, right? Like it applies on hit effects. So you walk up to a Renekton with a Sejuani, it's just insta Sej passive on top of the CC.
Yeah.
Very easy to build up there, and it's weird to kind of think about Renekton and jungle matchups. Like they skew very heavily. He can be left up on an island if he wants nowadays. The old school was like the Elise. No top laner wanted to ever play against Renekton Elise because it's just the scariest thing known to man. Like dive from behind you.
And it was a flat stun of, it was like 2 seconds on Elise E at rank 1.
Yeah,
and
like doesn't require points.
Right, before it was nerfed. So it was like, yeah, you're just stunned for 4 seconds. And it's point and click from Renekton. So.
And you die.
Yeah.
Fancy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun to think about. The mid matchup is interesting. We haven't really talked about it since draft. But, oh, hold this. Guts is face checking a Sedge. Or maybe the other way around.
Yeah. There was no laners to really get involved in that one. Ooh, a lot of damage onto Crazy in the bottom lane there. Big punish coming in from Dream. Just caught on the edge of the wall there. Bit of a trade in the mid lane.
Yeah.
But, Chaz is going to be okay, it looks like.
So has himself about a wave of a CS lead right now. Swiffer still maintains the Klepto, so is fine to sit back and farm up as much as possible, but also has that TP. Does mean he's down a combat summoner. Corgi can do this better than other champions because he can go back and pick up the package, right? He can just use his health as a bit of a resource, of course, against Talon. Like, you don't really want to dip below any sort of margin. 70% is probably kill territory, but you get to, like, use your buttons on the wave and then just start spam recalling. Like, recall package back to lane, recall TP
This
back.
might be it on a final Q here. It's just on the timer, yeah. That was rough. If he was a little closer, he could have just overcharged and auto-attacked and then Q'd, and that would have been the kill. But it's very close to a solo kill, and that's very much a turnaround just from every other game that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 or so from Paprise. Just straight up winning that 1v1 into a Renekton.
Yeah, incredibly useful. Oh, TPs are going to come through, and Spooks is waiting in the wings. The wave was left with a couple of creeps. Oh, this is a gank.
Looking good. Swiffer ticking down. There's obviously a lot of damage from the Noxian Diplomacy and the Ignite, but he will survive. Yeah, that Q tick lasts for a long time if you're trying to recall.
You sit there like you're out of harm's way, but can't go back to base. But that is actually a very clutch denial there. The fact that he doesn't die. Think about what was expended. The flash and the ignite there from Chaz burns basically everything to secure the kill. Guts had a very nice wraparound from the bot side. No vision was there. They have their own pink ward to get him through. And as we saw, Spooks was shepherding Tally on the top side. No sort of recourse, just left alone. Is able to weather the storm, gets back to lane very quickly due to the package, so still maintains his TP. Now this Corki is actually in a reasonably good scenario for the laning phase.
Yeah, he also picked up that whole wave as well because there was no pressure
he just
out
stayed,
from... Yeah, there was no reason to back because, I mean, not going to dive him. So, yeah, this is a equal farm after a gank, feeling pretty good. We'll go back to base now, pick up the phase. Yeah, and he's basically just pushing himself further and further out of kill range for the Talon. Who has picked up the Tiamat? I mean, this is very common for Talons when you see them. Tiamat, clear the wave. Mobility boots is also just very common. Prayed up in the mid, into the bottom lane. Yeah, stunned over the wall. We'll have to force the flash out there. So yeah, really when you hit those boots and when Chaz is able to clear out these waves, you'll start to see him roam a lot more. But waiting on ultimate right now.
And you expect to see the roams go towards the bottom side, right?
Yeah.
You look at people that can set things up. Guts is there, and he's a jungler, so he has access to all over the map. But walking down bottom lane, even if the Lucian and the Nautilus are currently behind, losing summoners down a bit of CC, or down a bit of CS rather, the CC will always land. You cannot miss the Naut ulti. If Talon, in the hands of Chaz, ever gets any sort of time to just zoom through the jungle, hopping over wards with the Moby boots, that could be a successful gank threat. And you can see Order are respecting it. They have a pink ward on their red buff. They have double pink wards expended in the river that Spooks is under. And Praetor face check the Sejuani before loses his flash. This wave and lane is just going from bad to worse. Spooks is just going to walk on in.
Yeah, he might just be here just to help with some plates, to be honest. Yeah, forcing this bottom lane away, or even looking for the dive. Has the level 6 here on the Sejuani. Knockup is good from Jake. Crazy stepping forward to try and body block, and it might be enough right here with the Ignite onto Jake.
Talon is coming though. Walking over Vision. Okay, doesn't commit to the play. That was disastrous from Order. And if you're Legacy, you're sitting there like, okay, we're getting dove, like, crap, what is happening? Unfortunately, they're not able to take down a kill. The Ignite kind of thrown willy-nilly there from Crazy, desperately looking for something, but Dream started off by taking the aggro, right? That was an intentional choice. Started it with the Q, and then they just didn't have any damage to follow up. Crazy going to face check, and they have stuck around.
Yeah, Guts was coming down for the gank, so Crazy will try and start it off, but not level 6 yet, so it doesn't have that depth charge to get it going. And yeah, I mean, really well played by the Nautilus as well in that situation. Essentially just sat on top of the AD carry with a massive hitbox behind the tower, so it's almost impossible to hit the AD carry.
I like to call out, like, Civ HD had this random YouTube video, like, when he was making League of Legends content years ago.
Yep.
Now I don't know what he's doing, but...
I think he reappeared recently. I saw
yeah,
a video
I think in
recommended
China,
him, and I was like,
yeah.
He went to Taiwan, I believe.
Taiwan, sorry, yeah. And, like, he had this Hecarim support with Iron Elixir start. And it's obviously troll, but it's like you just have a huge ass hitbox, and you just sit on the AD carry and they can't hit him. That's what Crazy does. He just stands on top of the Lucian, he disappears behind an enormous Nautilus, an enormous turret, and Very hard to take down. There's no point-and-click CC, just the AoE there. So blocks the Sedge, blocks the Rakan, and
it's interesting
they
because
live
there's
that
very
one.
few times that like the fact that League of Legends is an isometric game, you don't really
Yeah.
think about until you're like, that's really annoying. Like
Yeah.
Caitlyn putting a trap behind the tower, and you're like,
Yeah.
I can't hit this. Putting a ward behind Baron, I can't hit this. And you're like, why is this game like this?
Yeah, it's super wacky. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things you don't think about until it's mega frustrating.
Yeah.
Right? It's
And you're like, please fix this
Yeah.
immediately.
And the first time that you see it, like the first time you play against a Caitlyn and she puts a trap behind the turret without you realizing it, like you simultaneously just feel really dumb and you feel cheated.
Yeah.
Right? You just step in and it's like, what? Like, I couldn't do anything. I'm just meant to know. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep, I'm against Caitlyn, so there's going to be a trap there.
Yeah.
And that's like the one byproduct you see from the fact that, you know, MOBAs were based off RTS, as Chaz just loses half of his HP to Swiffer, and now is struggling to get back into lane, has to use the wall jump to actually just get behind his tower.
Which is rough, right? He was obviously looking for that trade, wanted the instant burst dash over the wall, and has to use 2 and does basically no damage to Swiffer. Still maintaining the package, so would have been fine if worse things happen. Now looking to continue the pressure. Order put significant time towards the bottom side. They do veer off and start this mountain though. Legacy can contest if they want to, but it would be difficult.
Feel like probably not. They can, though. I think they
poking.
know this is happening.
Mhm.
Now they're coming over.
Oh, it hits.
Cutting vision, flash over the wall into CC chain. Gonna be first blood over to Swiffer. Now back onto the dragon. We didn't guess who was gonna get first blood.
We didn't.
Retroactively, I think
I
it's
think
gonna be
Swiffer.
mid lane
Yeah.
Corki. Yeah.
Yeah, that's... God, Nick. God, I hope he's listening. He bloody should be listening.
Yeah.
It's kind of his job, but...
Got Whisper Knight at dozen
Big error.
push-ups.
Well, I guess we can't do the push-ups afterwards. But anyway...
I mean, it overflows to tomorrow, right?
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Isometric, flips. Spooks is actually the one sitting around the corner, you know, vision denial.
Yeah, yeah.
Dashes over, uses the flash to cut some of that distance, and very easily locking down the mid lane.
Imagine a world where, as Paparazzi just gonna, this is a pretty standard combo from Renekton, where you know, MOBAs were not spawned off like RTS games, which are historically always isometric, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was one game which was Smite, which I don't know if even still a thing, but I played it in beta, and it was like, that was the one MMO, or a MOBA that was first person, right? Like, it was just a different look on, like, the isometric MOBA.
Also, that makes it really weird. And I've never played it,
yeah, it was very strange.
because it looks... I
But
don't- well, I don't know.
entirely different mechanics come through, right?
Yeah. Like, much more like an FPS than anything else. Oh, okay, red carpet.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary from both sides, actually.
Guts has a Sedge ulti.
But the rest of Legacy is here, so they are okay, and Pat Price just wander on down and help out with the Herald. Swiffer's here, though. And Spooks doesn't have the ultimate, but doesn't have the Blast Cone to get in, and an Arctic Assault to get out, so if he wants to try and drive by.
How much time do they have, though? Tally has TP, so he will make it back
Good
to the play, but there it is.
Yeah, keeping Shelly above 2,000 HP allows you the proc, and I believe it does about 1,500 true damage.
Yep.
So yeah, easy smite immediately for the burst. And that will be an instant
Yeah.
summon on the Herald.
Because they had the immediate rotation from Nautilus, right? That's why Order ended up conceding, because they wouldn't have had the numbers. Tally can TP, yes, but the Nautilus would always be there first. The race is on. That's a lot of resist on the turret, and Silas/Sejuani ulti comes out, so Order may just be getting first brick on the bottom side. Dream has just been left alone.
Yeah, I mean, no one's contesting it. Paprise is on his way, but it will take Rumble a little while to get down here. So yeah, first brick will go over to Order. 610 gold in the bank there for Dream. And that will pretty much be his first Iceman and some.
Yeah, certainly. Sitting on a stopwatch as well, so has the extra safety. Of course, Paprise had no ulti, so defending that turret was long gone. And I think some questions are starting to rear their heads, right? This Talon really hasn't got off the ground. They wanted to make things happen. The first gank, I like to think about like champions like the Galio, right? Like the first ulti, does it work? That is very often a very big indicator on how you go that game. Chaz unfortunately blew everything, couldn't quite get the kill, and you saw Talon's pressure has basically been mitigated. Plates are even if you minus the Shelly proc on the side of Legacy, and Swiffer has just been fine, kleptoing his head the entire time, now a 20 CS lead, 1,000 gold advantage for the Corki, and whilst that's happened, Order have just sent every resource towards the bottom side of the map. That turret already cracked, Dream now one item. Looking to set up this team fight.
It's pretty concerning when it's a tower and a kill and it's a 3,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, oh, that's
over the wall.
That's a bob.
Yep, Spooks backing away right here. Jake's coming in though. And that is a big ultimate to follow up as well. Triple knock up. In comes Praedyth, but the teleports are slow. Jake backing away from this Talon. Doesn't quite have the damage. Equalizer kind of walks around from depth charge onto Spooks. Will drop him. But Swiffer just standing as a turret right now and putting out consistent DPS. Tally in from the mid lane. Needs to get in range for that slice so we can land that dice. Flash forward. Swiffer connects the ultimate and crazy. Flash forward into the Ruthless Predator. 4 kills there for Order.
And in a 4 versus 5, Tally still maintains the teleport, just puts the boots on and walks across the map. Hold fast in their jungle. It's scary fighting a Talon and a Rumble in a choke point around the blue buff, but they make it work. Everybody trickling in from the side lanes, and now gold lead exploding. You were mentioning 3,000. If these turrets go down, this is booming towards double.
Yeah, and it felt like just the small things went wrong in that fight, you know? Like, Equalizer went behind them, assuming they would be running away, but Order would like, I guess we could just fight. And then the Equalizer didn't really do a whole lot of damage. Chaz tried to assassinate Jake, didn't have the damage. We'll see that one again.
Yeah, because it's like this point where it's like the CC lands. Jake flash W over onto multiple people. You have to prepare the ulti early nowadays, and Chaz looks for something, right? He's already popped the ulti and is like, do I go back in, do I not? There's that little bit of hesitation. I am slightly disappointed the replay didn't start half a second earlier, right? Because I feel like there was that little moment, and I take a lot from away from the little moments in League, where Crazy bopped over the wall, and the fact that he wasn't already throwing the hook tells me that they didn't know Order were there. Right? Like, they're setting this one up. I don't think they had vision at the time. And they're just like, oh, we have top priority. Let's take their blue buff. And Order just happens to be there. So there is that moment of hesitation where he's like, oh, like, okay. All of a sudden, I'm in melee range of a Sejuani, and the fight wasn't expected. Everybody trickles in, and now Legacy getting towards dire straits this game.
I think that is just a life tip, though, right? Like, it's attention and consistency to the small things. Because they add up, you know? And it ends up turning into very much a big thing. Well, that was very philosophical, but in terms of actual league terms, 5 kills to 1, and basically a 6,000 gold lead, all centralized on a Corki and a Zaya, who is going back to base. An item and a half, you can see here.
Probably good champions to give the gold lead to.
Yeah, not bad, one might say.
Yep. We saw the Corki Sork boots build last time, of course, does split that magic and physical damage, but Swiffer against the Talon goes for the Ninja Tabby. Very respectful here from Pat Prize. He knows something is up. Can see literally nothing in his own jungle, so doesn't go and contest that wave now that Order are walking through. League of Legends is weird like that, where they just toggle the vision onto Legacy, but like Order's lingered.
Yeah, it's just a big dark zone for Legacy right here. And yeah, even though Dream is by himself now, Jake joining him, you don't know who else is there. Spooks is very much in the jungle.
Ooh, Spooks, he
Towards
goes.
bottom lane. Artisaur into ultimate. Swiffer. A lot of damage here, but instant flash away by Pat Price. Absorbs the gank, but at the cost of his flash.
Interesting timing there. Swiffer did back away as Spooks kind of dashed in looking for the play, but ulti lands, so they get the flash. Would have been hard to make anything else happen given the Rumble, as we talked about. You see on the side of your screen, does just blow the ulti to eat that wave, so it's a hard task taking his turret, but Order just have so much control on this side of the map, and Talon is really one of those side laners that doesn't do his work in the side lane, right? Like, it's all about denying the vision, and he wants, like, paths to walk through to get flanks. So, yes, he is, I guess, reasonably strong given his items are cheap. He's got himself the Dusk Blade, has the Tiamat, so he can just eat a wave and disappear, but given that Tally is just the only member on that side of the map, Order's bottom lane are just hovering to the right side of mid. He is so far gone from like being effective in the next 30 seconds, right? It's really just about picking on Tally, and if he does grid out in the side lane, which he may be doing right now, actually. Silas has the wraparound.
2v1, Dominus is available, but that is so much damage coming out from the Talon right here. Yeah, easy kill there into the top side.
Yep, was playing safe for a very long time. Didn't have vision of Guts for a while, and does kind of eat away at you. Pushes that wave just slightly too much, and the punish is very swift there from Legacy. That's a TP from Swiffer, not super valuable, so he blows it to potentially defend this turret.
Defend he will, even Valkyring forwards onto Chaz here, but he's got the Sejuani coming up. He doesn't have the ultimate.
No Mobies just yet, but Walls put some distance there.
Ooh, maybe doesn't choose the right direction. Guts also having to flash right here.
He's just parkour.
Yeah. It was almost bad.
Just imagine Michael Scott just dashing into the dumpsters right now. That's what you need.
Yeah. That's Talon. Yeah, very annoying early game. But I would say for the most part, I mean, obviously it was a good kill into top lane, but I mean, there was a good counterpunch coming out from Order, which is now just a push onto inner turret here by Swiffer.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The punish is just even worse. The kill, like, League of Legends on the surface is about kills. You kill your opponent, you can do something, but when you can only just kill your opponent, like, that doesn't get you any sort of advantage. Order TP back because they have double TP advantage. Haprise didn't even have his, whereas Chaz has the Ignite. That lands, though.
Leading the ultimate there, puts him in prison, taken down immediately. Crazy backing behind the tower, flashes away. Chaz is here, but losing the AD carry and a wounded support, Legacy just would be a tough defense.
Yeah, everything working right now for Order. Looks like a bit of a return to form, a last couple of victories, and ulti lands from Spooks. Very easy cleanup even through the heal. Praedyth falls down. Inner turret's being wailed on. Tally gets the other side lane, so just the mid one standing, and all of this pre-Baron. 20 minutes has been hit, so the big purple worm is up and available on the map, but has yet to be contested as 2 item spikes now hitting for multiple members. Order really on the up and up here.
Do you know where purple worm comes from?
No.
No.
I mean, it is just a big purple worm.
It is a big purple worm.
I actually say it all the time, and I didn't know it was a reference. So now I'm nervous. Like, what have I been saying all these years?
No, it's from Dungeons & Dragons. No, it's not something weird. It's from Dungeons & Dragons. There's a very famous monster, purple worm.
But
it just, like, it is big, and it's a purple worm. And it can, once it hits you, it can grapple you and swallow you.
Very
Which
literal.
Baron does not do, but is a big purple worm,
Baron has the chops to swallow you, but clearly doesn't like people.
This is a bit of a sad time with your Rumble. You get the slow down, but unfortunately dash into stun into dash is a little bit too much.
Yeah. Kind of eats him alive. The same mistake that Tally made earlier, right? Just overcommits for the wave, no flash, can't escape. Yes, there was an extra person taking down the Renekton. That was just straight up a solo kill, but kind of just dead to rights. You can see Haprise resolved to his fate, still maintains the Zhonya's, still maintains the ulti, doesn't blow anything needlessly. That's
many ultimates being burned in the mid lane. In comes Spook from the side, and that's a massive flank coming through, almost by himself. The Sejuani kills 2. Crazy caught out, and front to back. Legacy just topple. Bottom lane, looks like Tally either murdered someone or killed the tower, but 3 kills there over to Order.
Yeah, just looking rougher and rougher here for Legacy. You can see Crazy wiping the sweat off his brow, not happy with that one. That was the proactive play. They looked for that pick. We didn't see who on, but okay, that's a TP. Order just peel off.
Yep, Brave.
They TP their
own.
own.
The equalizer, but now getting chased down by the AD carry, and Tally running at him at 1,000,000 miles an hour, throws down the equalizer, flashes for this one. We'll take down Haprise. An Order that does not dissuade them. Yes, no.
Apparently it does, okay.
Yes, no.
So, probably worthwhile with your Haprise.
Yeah,
that's
worthwhile teleport.
That is a Baron saved. Only blew his ulti, will be up in a couple of minutes. Is kind of one of those situations where to be the player in itself, it just sucks. Like, he just died in bottom lane, TP's top, dies again, but all in all does deny 5 Baron buffs from going over to the hands of Order. Doesn't make the gold lead any better, though. 9,000 here.
Yeah, Shogun's on Renekton.
Yeah, that's the
second item.
That's the point of hurts. That's when it really stings.
Yeah. Yeah, Shogun on some characters are very, very strong. Renekton, one of them.
Pike, very good.
Yep.
Get 2 of them. You're OP.
The Gwynsu's in there.
Get a Gwynsu's in there. I'm a fan of a defensive item.
Defensive item, like Phantom Dancer.
Or like even Frozen Heart is actually good, so the backline is slowed while still in there, and then you're just like stunning on stunning, but it's cool. Of course, wrong game mode, but
yeah, unlucky.
We're close. Nah, it's kind of funny. Like, you used to have to be trolling to play the Lizard Wizard, but now you just build a Shojin, and all your spells are coming out anyway. He's just flinging things around all over the place.
Always comes back around, man. Genja probably played it in Season 1, and was, Time Lord Genja.
Here we go, Baron, half HP. Oh,
that's going to just be an immediate pick onto Guts, and now the follow through here.
Chaz
over the wall, looking for Assassinate. Tries for it, hasn't got a kill just yet, but Order have just wiped up the rest of the team. Triple kill comes in for the Xayah. Finds the 4th, that's going to be over to the Renekton. And it was almost too easy.
And no jungler, not even needed to take down the Baron, but that was probably best case scenario, right? That's a Rumble ulti on multiple members. Chaz gets into the backline, but too far gone. Guts, unfortunately, the first one to fall. In Order just very easily clean up that fight. 12,000 gold lead. 0 deaths on both the Corki and the Xayah. Take a look at the Rumble ulti. Is on basically everyone. Chaz is hitting everyone with his ulti, but there's just no winning this team fight at that point. Member's already dead. Paprise trying his best at the end. It's a sad time for Legacy.
It is, yeah, because sometimes you just get into a state in the game where you can hit everything perfectly, but just simply do not have the items of damage and scaling.
It's smacked with the wallet.
Yep. Yeah.
Just
down those pay-to-win players. Every time. Yeah, 15-4 currently, and this is, one would say, an insurmountable lead.
yes, and you start to take a closer look at order, right? Like, this is good signs. Like, yes, you're just winning a game. Jake on the couch was asked, like, what is this game like for you guys? What does it mean more than just getting the win? But okay, Tally's dead.
Yep.
He's just not getting out of that one.
Or maybe with the Shojin turning
okay.
around. Okay.
So
The split second where you're like, does he actually do the 1v2 here?
Yeah. But I was going to say, basically, aside from these deaths that Tally is putting down, like, this has been a clean game. Good signs for Order in terms of, like, the break has been a reset. Yes, they got a victory before the break happened over the Bombers, and, like, that's just one game. If they then lost a bunch, you're still looking at the same boat, like, what is happening to their season, but this is on the up and up. This isn't a messy, scrappy game where they're scrounging for a victory. This is a team lower than them on the ladder. They're expected to come out and perform here today. Looking the goods overall. Small mishaps here and there, Tally being a little bit greedy in the side lanes, but this looks like, once again, a return to their previous form, right? They ran the gauntlet, 5th place to the grand final, and a bunch of those were stomps, right? There was a 3-0, the 3-1, all the way up there, so definitely necessary here for the boys on the blue side, and kind of just all about the closeout here for this one.
Yeah, so you always start marking the speed run and how it's going. Dream in this 1v1, now a 1v4. Throws out the ultimate, is still alive somehow. Return from the silence though, a 1-for-1 trade so far. The follow through is good from Legacy, but everybody explodes the damage from Corki.
And I was about to be upset if Dream was able to live off the back end of that fight.
Yep.
Barely dies at the end. Saved by everyone else. Paprise.
I mean, there's no, like, to be continued on that one. Like, it was
He's doing things. Yeah, it's a tough ask, but barely got saved by the knock-up of the Rakan, did Dream. I was surprised he burnt the stopwatch and just, like, tanked the upfront damage. It could have been the Feather Storm, back away, use the stopwatch, everybody comes flying in, and then instead of just living, you've denied all the damage and lived at the same time, but Order, they've got to play this one slow. Respawns come out in the next 5-ish seconds, and they don't want to push for the end.
Keep in mind, we're still sub half an hour, so you get a fight in the mid lane, and still those timers are going to be very quick to come back up. So we're probably another push away, but still, 2 inhibitors down here. And Baron up in 3 minutes. Dragon's going to be an easy one. And Order are going to take Dragon so quickly.
Yeah, probably a good one as well. Double Mountain means the next Baron may be the port of call that, like, ends the game.
Yeah.
That team fight, and Mountain only makes that even easier.
I mean, 4 items Zaya, 3.5 item Corki. That's a dead Baron in like 10 seconds flat.
Yep. Crit 80 carries.
With Mountain.
Just exponential damage coming out here. Last team fight, I was like, man, Swiffer and Dream both have not died this game. Dream's like, hold on. Hold my orange juice. And decides to lose the Dream there. Chaz is actually on a very deep flank, I think. No, actually just skirted around.
He's been waiting for a while.
Lord.
Luckily, you can see that vision.
Crab, rather. Can he find anyone? That's a blue orb. They don't know where it came from.
Yeah, there's not many good targets here for Chaz, unfortunately.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, he will be spotted out. It's like, I kill Dream or Jake, or I get the guard names for Swiffer, or I die.
Praetor.
Potentially getting caught out right here. Just run down by the tanks. Guts coming in from the side.
Very nice.
Crazy. Oh, good dredge line into the equalizer. Chaz with the damage. Pops the Shadow Assault. Backs on out. Here comes Tally, though. This is a big Renekton fast forwards on top of Chaz. And the Call the Meek does so much damage. Guts back to away, but he's down. Praetor cannon behind the tower. He's going to get crit to death. And Crazy walking away. Paprise was zoned out of the fight. A 3-for-1 here.
And just slightly too far gone. At the back end of the fight, it looked good for Legacy. They take down the tank. They take down the front line. Swiffer is just cleaning up now. Jake wants the action.
Paprise going to get a kill on the backside of that. But unfortunately, the game is over as he's trying to duel the Crocodile. And the Nexus is dead. Order will finish the day out with a win.
The classic Nexus for kill trade. Not the best there, but nothing else he could have done. It felt like multiple times Pap Rise was just the one member left standing, back against the wall, just looking to do something. But see on your screens, Order victorious. Fairly good game from them. It was a very nice last team fight there from Praedyth, I have to call it out. Baits out all the CC, he gets hit intentionally because he knew he had the dash and the flash after the QSS came through, so he's able to take down Spooks, but as we mentioned, it's like IEs, rapid fires completed on double 80 carries. Yes, their jungler dies, but they've already used all their buttons. Chaz goes in, Tally comes in from the side, the team fight all but gone, and Order, they do close it out, second Baron.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I feel like we saw a lot of fights in that game from Legacy that were well executed. They just didn't have damage, right? It's just like, it's hitting training dummies, and you're just like, well, they take no damage, unfortunate.
We were like having the philosophical conversation of the butterfly effect, like snowballing a League of Legends. If the Talon gets a single kill, that game could be completely different, and they looked for it. They found the gank and just like couldn't get that last little tick, right? It was like maybe 50 damage onto Swiffer on the Corki very early, right? And then from that point, all of Chaz's threat just kind of went out the window. Struggled to get access to the map. He wants to get his items in a good enough situation that he can buy Mobies maybe and start zooming around the map, but they really weren't able to engineer that situation for him. And when you are constrained on a champion that needs that freedom, that's kind of just what the game looks like.
Yeah, it's rough, and from there, I mean, I would say in general a pretty clean game from Order, right? With like on the flip side, you're obviously looking at a team like who is middle to top of the standings versus a lower standing team. It's like, okay, well, how well do you win this game, right? Like how quickly do you do it? How sharp are you around objectives? How are you playing out the laning phase? And I think in general, pretty well from Order.
Yeah, like everything cohesively looked good, right? Like it was individual mistakes really. Like Tally died twice in the side lane, completely off his own volition. Like you go VOD review that game as a team, and it's like, yeah, guys, sorry. I just shouldn't hit this wave. Like, that's the answer. Dream did similar thing in mid lane. Like, he's just a little bit ahead of the curve. So, for a team, like, in a victorious situation, like, those are good problems to have, right? They've won, like, worse games before, where they've been, like, barely trying to scrape over the line, and it's a tough one. But that did look very cohesive for the most part, barring, like, individual mess-ups.
Yeah, all right. That's going to finish out the day here from us on the desk. We're going to send it over back to the couch.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
You need a mic.
Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Feeling good?
Always.
Is that true?
Yeah, like, no. But, like, yeah, it feels pretty good right now because we won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can try and, ride that feeling until the end.
Sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, look, Jake said earlier that you've taken on a bit more of a leadership role within the team.
Well, yeah, it's been 6 years coming, I guess. So, yeah, I feel like maybe now I just kind of like look around and see what good leaders look like.
Yep.
And it's not easy to emulate, but it's nice to like see the effect that it has on people.
And so, without revealing too much, what sort of, how is that manifesting itself, I guess, within the team?
Well, it's like there's a revelation every day about how to lead. I think the most recent one was like, celebrate the small things. I know, like Jake has been trying to tell me to do that for years.
Yeah.
But I thought it was useless for a very long time. No, I recently realized that it actually does work.
It totally does work.
So yeah, I'm trying to implement that a lot more regularly now.
And so, name one other leader that you look to for inspiration.
I think Bjergsen actually does a very good job with I'm only looking within League of Legends.
Right, I was going to say like Genghis Khan.
No,
or something.
like if I could model his entire leadership
Please.
program, I would do that in a heartbeat. But no, Bjergsen does a really good job. From what I've gathered anyway, I don't have that much insight, only what they show to the public. But he looks like he's doing a very good job.
He looks like he's in control.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing it.
And you look like you're in control as well. Except for that moment where you started talking, you didn't have a microphone.
Yeah, except for that one mishap. But I'm glad we got over that and I wasn't being reminded of that.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Now, in order to keep in control, it is time for you to do the push-ups that everyone has had to do. Now, I was actually fixing Bryce's bathroom problem. It wasn't you, was it?
What bathroom problem?
Can you use a tap?
Yes. A tap?
Yeah. All good
Like, I'm
leaders
sure,
can.
yeah. It's a prerequisite, so
Yeah.
I'm told.
Okay, it's probably fine. So I didn't see how many kills you ultimately ended
9.
the game with. Not you personally, the team.
Oh, I don't know.
We can, you know what? Just take the 9. Take the 9 push-ups.
9 push-ups?
Do you want to do 9?
That's manageable, yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
I'll take the microphone. I'm being told in my ear that you had the team had 25. But, I mean, well, I guess this is the question, right? Do you want to do the 9 or do you want to be a leader and do the 25?
Like you've really put me in a difficult position. I'll do the 25 or attempt to do the 25.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
When you're ready.
Like here.
Yes.
Face the other way.
25, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
He's so stumped as well. He's gonna do it.
Count them out. Everyone else did.
6, 7,
8, 9, 10, 11. Slow it down. 12, 13. Keep the pace. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh my
21, 22, 23, 24. What a leader! 25.
A leader was born, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Thank you, Swiffer. And I was being told in my ear that we only made production slightly uncomfortable. So, so that was a good win. Congratulations on the victory. Congratulations on the push-ups.
Thank you.
Long
Likewise.
may your reign reign.
Can we cut to a commercial?
Now they're coming over.
Oh, it hits.
Cutting vision, flash over the wall into CC chain. Going to be first blood over to Swiffer. 3,000 gold advantage.
Yeah. Oh, that's
over the wall.
That's a bomb.
Yeah, Spooks backing away right here. Jake's coming in though. And that is a big ultimate to follow up as well. Triple knock-up. In comes Praetor, but a teleport to slow. Jake backing away from this Talon. Doesn't quite have the damage. Equalizer kind of walked around from depth charge onto Spooks. Will drop him. But Swiffer just standing as a turret right now and putting out consistent DPS. Tally in from the mid lane. Needs to get in range for that slice so he can land that dice. Flash forward. Swiffer connects the ultimate and crazy. Flash forward into the Ruthless Predator.
Here we go. Baron, half HP. Oh.
That's going to just be an immediate pick onto Guts. And now the follow through here.
Chaz
over the wall looking for Assassinate. Tries for it. Hasn't got a kill just yet, but Order have just wiped up the rest of the team. Triple kill comes in for the Xayah. Yeah, so you almost start marking the speed run. How it's going. Dream in this 1v1. Now a 1v4. Throws out the ultimate. Is still alive somehow. Return from the Silas though. A 1-for-1 trade so far. The follow through is good from Legacy, but unfortunately the game is over as he's trying to duel the Crocodile. And the Nexus is dead. Order will finish the day out with a win.
At Macca's, our burgers are now hotter, juicier, and tastier, with onions added at the grill for more flavour, perfectly melted cheese, and softer buns. They're the best Macca's burgers ever.
Got me.
I thought it was a pickle as well, and I ate it. That was a red hot chili. Welcome back to the OPL. That is